Welcome to the quiz show that demands nothing less than perfection. Behind the screen are the four contestants hoping their knowledge is flawless, because one single mistake could give the game away. This is perfection. That's right, people. Perfection is my new project. So the object of the game is to get all the questions correct. They're all true or false questions. I'd be asking a question like leap year occurs every 4 years. They have to choose true or false. However, if you said true, what I can tell you is you'd be right. If it's true, they would light up green. If it's false, it would light up red. So the object is to get the true or false questions correct. Let's see who the four people are playing perfection today. My name is Lyra. I'm from Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and this is my first game. I'm Runa Masaki from Bakugan Battle Brawlers, and this is my first game. I'm Kari Kamiya from Digimon Seasons 1 and 2, and this is my first game. I'm Sweetie Belle from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and this is my first game. Alrighty, welcome to all of you. Which one of you is gonna be first playing perfection? It's you, Sweetie Belle. It's time for you to come out and play some perfection. Alrighty, Sweetie Belle. I'm going to explain the rules of perfection. You will be given 45 seconds to answer 4 true or false questions. But let me explain when you pick an answer. Once you pick your first answer, it'll be locked in. You cannot change it, I'm afraid. I would like to let you, but Nick Knowles would probably kill me if I did. However, once those 3 rounds are over, we'll be playing the final to see if you can have your shot to win $10,000. Sweetie Belle, could you explain to me why you chose to play perfection? Well, I played it because my sister Rarity thought I'm not good at game show projects or your stuff. So I'm going to prove her wrong that I'm actually good at some game show. Alrighty then let us play round 1 of perfection. Let's get started with your first question, Sweetie Belle. The game show Deal or No Deal started in Australia. That's gotta be true, cute Mimi. Alright, true it is. Sonic the Hedgehog was a launch game for the Sega Genesis. False, it was released in 91 and the Genesis was released in like 989. The game Pokemon Green was released for the Game Boy Color, but only in Japan. That's true, cute Mimi. And the N64 accessory known as the Rumble Pack required AAA batteries. I gotta say true, cute Mimi. Okay, all your answers are locked in. Let's see if you've achieved perfection. You only used up 25 seconds of your time. Let's see what the usual suspects have to say. Usual suspects, do you think Sweetie Belle has achieved perfection? You know, I don't think Deal or No Deal started in Australia. I think she has achieved perfection. I have to disagree with Lyra. I'm sort of with Runo and Lyra. I'm not sure if it's right or not. I'm not sure if Sweetie Belle has achieved perfection or not. Okay, you have to get all 4 of these questions right. Let's see how many you have right, Sweetie Belle. Congratulations, Sweetie Belle. You have achieved perfection. Way to go. Wow, look at that. The usual suspects didn't even get a shot of answering. Sorry, guys. Anyway, Sweetie Belle, since you got the first round right, you can pick 2 categories out of the 6. Can't I just pick all 6 of my categories? Well, if I let you do that, Nick Knowles and the original 12-yard production who created perfection would kill me. So I'm going to let you pick 2. But if you win the next 2 rounds, I'll let you pick those 6 categories. Okay, there's your final board, Sweetie Belle. You can only pick 2 out of your 6 categories you want. Now, if the usual suspects would have won the round, they would have chosen the 2 categories that would give you a hard time. So, do any of the categories sound hard to you? Do you want to pick any category? Well, fashion is what I don't really know about. That's Rarity stuff, not mine. So I'm going to pick Family Clones and Pokemon, cute Mimi. Those are my 2 I'm going to pick. Alrighty then, Family Clones and Pokemon will be your 2 final categories, your first 2 finals. Now let's get back to the game and play round 2. Alrighty, Sweetie Belle, your next question begins right now. Wasps die when they sting a person. That's gotta be true, Cute Mimi. The early original NES games had a Famicom adapter inside the NES case for the game. That's true. The PlayStation 2 controllers had analog buttons. That's obviously true. The fake Chinese knockoff PS3 controllers are called phony PS3 controllers. That's false. Okay, all your answers are locked in. Do you think you've achieved perfection, Sweetie Belle? Yes, I gotta be achieving perfection. I think I got every answer right. Let's go ahead and talk to the usual suspects and see what they have to say. Usual suspects, do you think Sweetie Belle has won this round? I can tell that Sweetie Belle has one answer wrong, so no. I hate to break this to you, Sweetie Belle, but you've got at least one answer wrong. I don't know anything about any of these 4 questions, so sorry, Sweetie Belle. You must gotta have all 4 questions correct. Let's see how many you have right. Oh no, you only have 3 out of 4. That is not perfection, Sweetie Belle. Oh man, I thought I had all 4 of those correct. Dang it! This means you have let your usual suspects into the game. So, usual suspects, which answer do you want to change? I think I want to change D from false to true, Cute Mimi. We're going to change D from false to true, Cute Mimi. I think they are called false. We're going to change D from false to true, Cute Mimi. Alrighty, the usual suspects decided to change D from false to true, leaving the rest of the answers as answered by Sweetie Belle. Alrighty then. It's time to find out if this usual suspects has won this round. Let's take a look at the answers. Wasps die when they sting a person. Is that true or false? It's false! I'm sorry, usual suspects, but you have failed to achieve perfection. Let's see if you have achieved perfection at home. Let's go through the rest of the question. B would have been true because games like Gyromite had a Famicom adapter to get to the NES part, which is pretty interesting. C would have been true because PS2 controllers do have analog buttons. And D would have been false because fake PS3 controllers are not called phonies. They're just Sony computer. The one that's different is the word entertain and meant is separated on the back. Plus the codes are different. Let's take one last look at the final categories. Unfortunately, none of you, Sweetie Belle, nor the usual suspects achieved perfection, so nobody's going to be choosing the 2 next categories. But in round 3, the 2 categories will be rolling over, so whoever wins round 3 will choose 4 categories. However, if both of you fail round 3, both of you will choose 2 categories. So, yeah. However, it'll be alternating. First Sweetie Belle, then the usual suspects. So let's play round 3. Alrighty, Sweetie Belle, your 45 seconds and your questions start right now. The current Nintendo Wii's in stores are not compatible with GameCube accessories and games. That sounds true, Cute Mimi. They were trying to reduce the price. The company Cisco makes flip camcorders. That sounds false, Cute Mimi. It's flip. On the dating game, the winning couple gets a 4-star week trip to Africa. That's false, Cute Mimi. I think it was Hawaii. On Wheel of Fortune, the mystery round, there are 2 mystery $1,000 wedges. That sounds true, Cute Mimi. I remember watching Wheel of Fortune. Okay, all your answers are locked in. Looks like you used a bit more time on this round than the previous 2 rounds, but the only thing that matters is you getting all 4 of them right. Let's see what the usual suspects have to say about it. Usual suspects, do you think Sweetie Belle has won this round? Well, apart from the dating game, I think Sweetie Belle has achieved perfection, Cute Mimi. I don't know anything about the dating game, but I do know the Wii's aren't compatible with, the GameCube accessories and games. I think Sweetie Belle's the only one who knows about all 4 of these subjects. I don't know anything about them. It looks like the usual suspects wouldn't know anything about this question. Let's see how many you have right, Sweetie Belle. Oh my god, Sweetie Belle, you have achieved perfection. I'm just shocked right now. Let's go through the answers before we move on to the finals. A would have been true because the current Nintendo Wii's out in stock are not compatible with GameCube accessories or games. B, the Flip camcorders are not made by Cisco. They're licensed under Cisco. Flip actually makes them. C would have been false because the dating game Winning Couple actually goes to Hawaii. You were right about that, Sweetie Belle. And there are 2 mystery wedges on Wheel of Fortune. So yeah. And since you won the 3rd round, Sweetie Belle, you get to pick 4 categories. Alright, I get to pick the 4 last categories. Awesome! Since you won the 3rd and final round, you get to pick 4 categories. Because the last 2, nobody won round 2, so they rolled over to here. Pick any 4 categories you want. Let's go with Seinfeld, PlayStation, Super Mario, and Digimon. Alright, those are the 4 last categories. It's time to play the final. Alrighty, Sweetie Belle, welcome to the final, and it's time for you to answer 6 out of 6 questions. I'm going to be giving you 6 out of 6 questions, and you have to tell me whether those answers to those questions are true or false. If you get all 6 of them right, you will take home $10,000. If you fail to get at least 1 right, you go home with nothing. The game is called Perfection. You need to get all 6 of them right. However, once you there's no time limit in the final. You can give as much time as you want. But if you lock in as usual, the answer is locked in. You can unlock it, but you will need to pay the usual suspects at least some amount of money. At least half of it is what I should say. So I know you don't want to give them more than half. So anyway, let's get on with your 6 questions. Let's get started, Sweetie Belle. Alrighty, Sweetie Belle, like I said earlier, you'll have 6 questions as opposed to 4. Your 6 categories are in play. First is Family Clones, and your question is, Yobo Gameware made the Retron 3. Do you think that's true or false? Well, I know for a fact that Yobo Gameware made the FC3 because my friend Applebloom has it, so I'm going to say false. Your next question is about Pokemon. Dawn is the main female protagonist in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. What do you think, Sweetie Belle? I think I've seen a bit of Pokemon Sinnoh League victories before Black and White even started, and Iris is a star of Black and White, so I'm going to say true. Your answer is true. Next category is Seinfeld. Jason Alexander's role is George Costanza in Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld. It's a pretty good show if you ask me, cute Mimi. So if I had to choose a choice, I know Jerry Seinfeld plays himself. I'm going to have to say true, cute Mimi. Next category is PlayStation. The original launch model for the PlayStation 1 was white. No, I think it's false. I remember a PlayStation controller, the ones without joysticks, was gray, so I'm going to say false. Next category is Super Mario! Super Mario Sunshine was a launch game for the Nintendo GameCube. I think it's false. I think the launch game was Luigi's Mansion, if I'm correct. Next category is Digimon. Hey, it's the last category. Now, the question is, Patamon was TK's Digimon partner. I've seen Digimon the movie several times, and I can't remember if TK was the one with the green hat as a young kid. I'm going to have to say true, cute Mimi. Okay, all your answers are locked in. Now it's time to talk to the usual suspects to see if you got any answers right. If you get them all right, you will take home $10,000. If you fail, you go home with nothing. Also, Sweetie Belle, just one more reminder. If you think that you got at least one answer wrong, you can talk to one of the usual suspects to come out and help you. But it's going to cost you some of your money, so... Okay, usual suspects, take a look at Sweetie Belle's answers she has chosen. These are the answers that Sweetie Belle has chosen, so take a good look at them. So, Sweetie Belle, would you like to talk to one of the usual suspects? Yes, I'd like to hear from Kari Kamiya to see if I got any right. I think you have 5 out of 6 right, if you ask me. Unfortunately, I don't think you have any wrong, but there's just one I'm not sure about. Sweetie Belle, do you want to hear from one of the other 2 usual suspects? Yes, I would, cute Mimi. I want to hear from Runo to see if she knows anything about these questions. Sorry, Sweetie Belle, but I can't really help you. I gotta rule myself out because I don't know anything about these 6 questions. Hey, that's fine, Runo. Also, I think your uniform you're wearing actually suits you very well. Gee, thanks, Sweetie Belle. I never knew you were actually that kind of person. Sweetie Belle, do you want to talk to Lyra, or do you just want to move along and see if you got all your questions? Hey, why not? Let's hear from Lyra to see what she has to say about my answers. I'm sorry, Sweetie Belle, but it looks like I gotta rule myself out because I only know about 3 of the questions. It's just between yourself or with Kari, so make your decision. Well, Sweetie Belle, do you want Kari to come out and help you, or do you want to do this alone? I think I got all my answers right, so sorry, Kari, but I think I'm gonna do this alone. Hey, it's fine. I can always wait for my own turn to play perfection. Alrighty then, it's time to find out, have you achieved perfection? Alrighty, Sweetie Belle, you have chose to go alone. Let's go on with the first question. Yobo Gameware makes the Retron 3. Is it true or is it false? It is false. Yobo makes the FC3 and the Retron 3 is made by Hyperkin. Dawn is the main female protagonist in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. You need this to turn green. Is it true or false? It is true. Way to go, Sweetie Belle. You need 4 more right to get the $10,000. Jason Alexander's role is George Costanza in Seinfeld. You need this to turn green. Is it true or is it false? It is true. Way to go, Sweetie Belle. You need 3 more. You're halfway there. The color for the PlayStation 1 original was white. You need this to turn red. Is it true or false? Yes, it's false. The original color was actually gray. The white was the slim design, not the fat design. Super Mario Sunshine was a launch game for the Nintendo GameCube. You said false. You need this to turn red. Is it true or is it false? It's false. You have 5 out of 6, we know for sure. If you get the last one right, you will take home the $10,000. Okay, you got one more question, and that is, Patamon was TK's Digimon partner. This is your last question. You said true. You need this to turn green. Is it true or is it false? Either you're going home with $10,000 or nothing. Show us, is it true or false? It is true, Sweetie Belle! You're taking home $10,000. Congratulations! Sweetie Belle, how does it feel winning $10,000? It feels great, Cute Mimi. I can't wait to show this to Rarity to see what her reaction would be. Yeah, she'd be like, wow, how did you get that money from a game show? Anyway, look forward to part 2 to see who will be our next contestant on Perfection.